Welcome to ParkTV 16 and live from the Recreation Center in St. Louis Park. We are getting ready for Minnesota State High School hockey action, and you can see out on the ice the flag bearers for St. Louis Park going around. These are two young youth players. That is Cam Jackson, Mite 4, and Braden Newdecker, Mite 4 as well. Next year they'll move on to the Squirt program. This is John Basil. Right now I have Sage Ryder next to me. I'll soon be accompanied by Robert Owens for the broadcast of the game. This is the first game for St. Louis Park. The Red Hot Hornets, the #1 ranked team in Minnesota State High School boys hockey, is in the house tonight. And Sage, the Park boys are going to have their hands full tonight.
I think they will. This is going to be a real test for them, but they're just going to have to come out strong and keep that pressure up.
Yeah, a little bit about Edina. They've played 2 games, and they first played #7, Holy Family, and they zipped them 7-0. They then came up against #12, Maple Grove, and they beat them 6-2. They've outscored their opponents 13-2 and outshot them 80-20 in the first 2 games. So this Hornet team is one of the best they've had in, they're talking 20-some years.
Wow, it's impressive. One thing we do well here is goaltending, as you know, and I think we'll need it tonight.
We will need it tonight. And here comes the Orioles, and they're led by their senior goaltender, #2, Atticus Rash. And the rest of the Orioles come out, and they're getting ready for this in their house, a big game, for non-conference, as the Hornets. They in the Lake Conference, and of course the Metro West is St. Louis Park. So the Hornets are in the conference of Eden Prairie, Edina, Hopkins, Minnetonka, and Wayzata. And the Orioles are in the same conference as Jefferson, Kennedy, Chanhassen, Chaska, Benilde, and of course St. Louis Park. But they're in the same section. So these two collide to get to the state tournament. And that's just the way it works. Again, the flag bearers down by the net. It's good to see those young youth. And Sage, you've been very active in the youth. A lot of young youth players in St. Louis Park.
Yep, we have a really good program right now. We've got a lot of fun things going on, like Friday morning donut hockey, getting them out, getting them moving, and just letting them fall in love with the game at an early age. And what a great rink to skate on. And now we've got our outdoor rink as well. So a lot of good things, a lot of good momentum happening here.
It sure is. And if you're watching at home, it's a great sport to get your kids, girls or boys, involved in this city. So I think we're going to get the starting lineups. And here's the Hornets. So that's Ramsey Bell, #1, the sophomore, getting his first start of the year from Edina. Jake Boltman is going to start on D, and he's a sophomore. And Ben Brinkman, defense, a junior, #17, and a captain. Demetrios Komazidis, they have pronounced that wrong. He's a Greek coming back from Arizona to center that line, and he is a senior. And then #11, Luke Crosby, a senior on the left wing. And then you got 7, Liam Malmquist on the right wing for the Hornets. And now here's the starting lineup for the Orioles. And Sage, why don't you introduce the youngsters?
Here's little Brado Newdecker coming out. 2 of his older brothers played here. Blake's playing tonight. Bauer played last year. And here's Cam Jackson. His dad is the head coach of the Mite 4s. Fun experience for the boys.
And now here's the starting lineup for the Orioles. Senior #2, Atticus Rash. And 17, Connor Johnson is starting on D, a senior as well. And then comes Riley Dvorak wearing #29. And Johnny Sorensen, #4, still his hair is still dyed blonde from the state tournament football appearance.
Yep, that was a fun run for him.
And there you got Sam Baker, #11 on the wing.
Some good looking hair on the team this year too.
And to round it out, #22, Willie Basil. Now we're going to take a brief break. When we stand up and honor our country with the national anthem.
If I say heads up, what does that mean to you? It means be aware, be alert. Be prepared to prevent something bad from happening, like a concussion. Most concussions are preventable if you make the effort. Wear a helmet when you bike, wear a seatbelt when you're in the car, and always be aware and be safe. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. You want to prevent a concussion? It's time to be heads up.
Welcome back to ParkTV in the St. Louis Park Rec Center, and we've got a dandy in high school hockey action as Edina has entered the house of St. Louis Park, and it's going to be really quite the game for St. Louis Park. This is their very first game of the year, and Edina has already played 2 games, and they've got they're up 2-0 starting out the season. Very strong start for them. They've got many D1 commits, and so it should be an exciting game. This is John Basil. I'm joined by Robert Owens, and we're getting ready for the drop of the puck. The starting lineups have been announced, and here we go as they line up. And again, Atticus Rash will be tending the pipes for St. Louis Park, and that'll be down on the Hornets end Bell for his first start as a sophomore. And here we go. And Park aims that they make a switch depending on what line started. That's Luke Mobley, goes right in and just slides it wide to the left of the goaltender. Edina comes back now. And a big hit by Mobley at center ice. And now Connor Johnson behind the net. And Mobley comes back to add some support. He'll bring it up the wing. Held in by the Hornets. The Orioles put pressure, goes right across the crease. That's Connor Schubring. He flips it up to ice, and it could be a high stick, but Edina plays it, so that is clean. They'll take a nice short shift, and on comes the second line for the Orioles. And that's Jonathan Sorensen in on the puck. Baker shoots it in, and they get a whistle, which will come to the left of Bell. With about a minute gone in the first period, some fast-paced action right off the shoot, Robert.
Sure is, and it's pretty exciting. The AA Homes first game. This is great.
It is good. And we talked a little bit about a tough task for the Orioles playing this team. And here's Sammy Baker, tries to throw it in front, but nobody home. And now Johnny Sorensen puts a little forecheck pressure on it. Comes out to Willie Basil. He shoots on the ice, rebound. Sammy Baker goes for it. They're battling hard. And that's a nice pinch by Shea Pekarik. And now here comes Basil in on a forecheck. His line mate's got to change, and he gives a hit off heavy, and that almost holds the zone. And now Basil will go for a change, and no complete line change for the Orioles, and they'll bring out their third line, which is Brenty Ryan on the right wing.
Boy, I tell you, Luke Mobley had a chance right away,
right off the bat.
Right off the bat.
And that's Pittman, and 19 is another Dvorak. The Dvorak brothers are on this team together. One's a forward in McCabe, and one's a D. And that, of course, is Riley Dvorak, who just stepped up and made a nice play. Riley Dvorak takes the zone of the Hornets, takes a shot, rebound, there it is! That's a good goal! And they got a rebound right away. That was Luke Mobley, I believe, on the rebound by a beautiful shot by Riley Dvorak.
And it was an unselfish shot. He shot low, put out a rebound. He could have gone high and tried to score. That's a great play.
That's a great play and a big goal for the Orioles to get up 1-0 in their own house right off the bat. So great play by the Orioles. And that's a nice start with just 2 minutes gone in the first period. The Orioles get on top of the Hornets, a position the Hornets have not been in this year.
And most of the play's been down there. It's been very brief, but most of the first few minutes have been there.
It sure has. That's Connor Schubring over on the far wing. It goes over to Dvorak, and a big hit put on number 10. And that is Jack Wademacher, the sophomore, and he'll learn as he gets older. Nice, they'll do a quick change, and here comes, we've got, that's Johnny Sorensen, Baker, and Basil out there. And here comes Basil in on a forecheck, and he puts a big hit on there. Here's Sorensen, brings it back to his D, but his D wasn't quite ready. so they're going to have to retreat all the way. And they got to get it out here. They got to, there you go. Oh, Johnny, so you'd like to keep that out of the zone. Here comes to Basil here. You got to get it out. And again, they can't clear. They gave up a lot of territory there, Robert, and they just didn't need to give it up.
Well, that was a tough hit.
Yeah.
Little bit high, but no call.
The Hornets can gain control, and this line will need a change for the Orioles. And that's Johnny Sorensen in there with help. Comes to the point, comes up. Oh, and he turns it inside. Too much time. They need a whistle. Yes. And here it comes to the point. Rebound. They want to get it out of there. And that's a good play by the Orioles just to ice that puck. Because really what happened, the forwards gave up a lot of territory there. They brought it back. Johnny tried to get it back to the D. The D wasn't ready. Went all the way back, and then the D went D to D. They got deep, and they could have moved it up very quick. Just have to move that puck a little faster, Robert.
You know, those long shifts in the defensive zone, though, they're the most tiring thing in hockey.
Absolutely.
So, I think they got a little tired there.
They sure did. That's Mobley on the draw. Edina wins it, takes a shot, but goes over the top. Edina holds the zone. And they gain control. They try to throw it in front, but good job by Connor Schubring to get a stick in there and deflect that high. And that was Sammy Walker, one of their leading scorers of the season so far as assists on the shot. And nice job by Connor Schubring blocking it.
We got to protect that area in front of the net, though, with these guys. They're good with the puck.
They sure are. Hornets win the draw again, put it in deep. That's Blakey Newdecker, rings it around, but that'll be held in by the Hornets. They go back deep again, and they're going to try to win the battles down deep. That's Riley Dvorak in a battle again against Sammy Walker. Sammy Walker feeds his point, but here we go. Oh, and Connor was hoping a little glass there because he had a guy breaking. That was actually Connor was looking for Luke Mobley breaking up the wing, and it was unfortunate that he put it into his own bench.
Well, so far, a great match. Everybody was worried about how this would start off, and I think Park should be very happy.
Yeah, I think that there's no question this first period is going to be big for St. Louis Park and to establish how they can play with these guys. So we'll see as the game progresses. And again, the Hornets win the draw. They've won 3 straight in that zone, and they're able to gain control right away. Big hit by Edina on Shea Pekarik, but Shea wins the battle, comes to the point, shot, and a tip goes just over, and that was by number 6 for the Hornets, who's Brian Swanson. This comes to Shea Pekarik. Again, he takes a big hit, and they're certainly forechecking hard. It's in the feet. That comes, and that's all right. They'll throw that out. That will not be an ice. That'll allow number 14, Abram Pittman, for the Orioles, and they get a partial change, but not a complete change. And they'll try to complete that change here. And again, we give up some zone. We go across, and that's Connor Johnson. He'll move it up to Pittman. Pittman fans, and he gets nailed. And he gets nailed. And Pittman is slow getting up. He will go to the bench. And for the rest of the change, here comes Basil out to replace Pittman, who took a big hit. Hornets take the zone. A shot on net. Nice save by Atticus Rash. Clears the rebound to the side. And here comes Sammy Baker trying to get it out. And Riley Dvorak battling. That's Johnny Sorensen back and behind their own net. And the Hornets win that, but Atticus Rash is equal to the task there. And we got the net maybe came off.
I think that's it.
And we'll take that.
Hey, Edina forwards are buzzing there. We got to keep up the quick passes and not forget our positions. But so far, so good.
Yeah, this will come to the left of Atticus Rash with the score 1-0 for the Orioles. 11 minutes and counting in the first period. That's Luke Mobley, wins the battle. He takes a big hit from number 11, and that's Lewis Crosby for the Hornets. And it comes out high and a shot, but again blocked by Mobley, loses a stick. Blakey Newdecker picks up the puck alertly in front. He's going to put it up to Luke, and Luke tips it off, and Connor Schubring is on a breakaway. He takes it, he's going to take a shot, rebound, but nobody home. But a big rebound there, a juicy rebound. They got caught on a switch, but here comes Riley Dvorak, and he hangs on to it. And Crosby goes in, and there's a big hit because he came in on Atticus Rash left. That was Lewis Crosby, and the Orioles were going to have none of that, and they pulled him down. No call, as the ref looked at it as a swap at Atticus and then a pull down by the D.
Great end-to-end action, a breakaway for the Orioles, a big rebound, and then they came back, caught the Orioles defense in a change, but they got back. Just great action.
And here we are with a face-off to the left, and we gained. That one was kind of a neutral draw, and we got to win those draws, but this one was good enough as it comes back to our D. Johnny's got it. He's going to throw it up to Basil. They're pinching hard, but Basil tips it up to Dvorak. It gets out of the zone, maybe. No. So nice job of recovery, and they throw it across the crease, but nobody's home. This comes high. Basil picks it off, but here it is. And there's a trip, but no call. And they said they were trying to play the puck, and here comes the Hornets to the left of their goaltender, Rash. They bring it high to the slot, and here comes Baker. Just can't, got to take a look there. And that way it won't be thrown out. And here comes Sorensen. He's going to go up to Basil, but Basil can get it. Yes, he does. No ice.
Good wheels there.
And this is going to work. A nice shot, and there it is. Basil out to Brenty Ryan, and we got a goal. And that's a great 2-0 lead for the Orioles in their home barn over the #1 ranked Hornets.
Wow, that's exciting. What a great lead pass, and almost was offsides. And Basil showing the wheels, catches up, and then there's the great slot shot. Who was that?
That was Brenty Ryan.
Brenty Ryan. Great shot. Low and hard. Well, how fun is that?
That was a nice play by the Orioles.
I think we've got some stunned Hornet fans here.
Early on in the game, Orioles are very, very deep. This goes behind Atticus Rash in the Orioles zone. Nice shot.
Another great lead pass.
Luke Mobley, he's going in hard. And that's the Hornets holding it in. And that's Blakey Newdecker stepping up from his deep position, almost has an opportunity. Now retreats. That's Luke Mobley, wins the battle along the board. He gets it into Basil, I believe. Basil to Mobley. He's taking a look, back to the point, and that just doesn't get through. Big, and they just missed coming through the crease. And that was Sammy Berry on D, and here comes Johnny Sorensen with Basil, but that'll be an ice call, and Basil goes in hard and lets someone have it after they hit Johnny Sorensen. That's number 20 from the Hornets. That's Mike Borlicki. Let them know that the Orioles were there. So we got a 2-0 tilt here with 8 minutes left in the first period, and the Orioles right now on top of the #1 ranked Edina Hornets.
They just got to keep up this pace. It's early on yet.
And Willie was, they throw in number 11. He doesn't like it, and that's Lewis Crosby out of the circle, and that's Demetrius who comes in to take the face-off for the Hornets. That's Shea Pekarski, puts it up. It comes to the point, can't quite get it out, and big slash there. And here the puck comes, but they just can't get it out, and that's buried, and Willie Basil puts it out into the center ice zone. and it comes back in, and now you've got Bekaric and Barry on defense. Bekaric rotates, loses it, throws it right to the slot. Crosby picks it up for the Hornets, but Shea Bekaric is able to come back and at least tie him up in the corner for this point. And that's Barry, and they step out. They got too deep down and hits the referee, unfortunately, because that was going to Brenty Ryan on the far wing. And we're not sure what the call is there. We're going to call a hold on Shea Bekaric, and that's probably not what the Orioles would have wanted, Robert.
You know, I was about to say, I think the refs have not made several calls already that they might have. And that's right in that squishy area for me. That was two guys going for the puck. I'm not sure that was a hold. But it is what it is, and let's see how we do on the penalty kill.
And nice stop by Atticus Rash. Again, the Hornets have been winning the draws. They probably are 90% on the draws at this point. Won it back to the point, nice shot, but Atticus was square, top of the paint, and made a nice save. Here's Crosby again, and that time Sorensen gets the best of him. But the wing wins the battle. It comes up high, and that's Brenty Ryan up top. And it comes back up top to their point. They're going to run a little overload here. The Orioles look like they're ready for it, and they flip a nice saucer pass. Beautiful save by Atticus Rash on the back door, and Jonathan Sorensen clears it, and they'll do a short change.
Hit the ref.
Hit the ref.
And what's the whistle? That was a great save.
It was a great save, and I think what happened is the ref hit the ref, and they called it because they knew the Orioles had all gone for a change. And so they felt that was an appropriate thing. And the Orioles end up icing it, and you got Sammy Baker out there on the kill, giving chase. That Sammy Baker just can't quite get there. They got three trapped deep on one side, and that's going to come high. Beautiful save by Atticus Rash. The net comes off. Nice save by Atticus Rash. That'll come probably to the left of Atticus, with 1:13 left in the power play for the Hornets.
Boy, I tell you, he's seeing the puck well. He's there in plenty of time on these. He's looks like he's in great position, squared up to the shooter. So far, great effort.
And they throw Mobley out. Baker will come in. And another win for the Hornets on the draw, and they'll bring that back to their D, and they'll try to set up the overload. They move in, move it far to the wing, do it one time. Beautiful job blocking the shot by Barry. Credit to him stepping right in there. You have to block shots against good teams, no question about it. It comes high again, and they're going to work it. They're going to rotate their D around, look for an opportunity to throw it across that crease, and they just can't do it. And that's Ben Brinkman moving that puck, and now he brings it up to his partner. He walks down the slot, shot, rebound, but it's in the slot. Demetrius just misses high to the right for the Hornets. And the Hornets go back to the box and try to prevent against this, kind of doing a diamond formation to prevent the power play. They're rotating. This is Demetrius again with a shot that's blocked. Nobody knows where it is. And nice play by Barry. And Demetrius comes in and takes a shot at him. And they take exception to that. And you can feel this game heating up with 26 seconds left on the power play. 5 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first, with the Hornets down 2-0 to the Orioles early in the first period.
You can feel that. It's, Edina comes in here, number one, and they did not expect this. So I think they're playing a little frustrated right now.
Yes, and they still got time on the power play. They work it down deep. Nice save by Atticus, and the rebound is pushed side. Here's Willie Bezo, and he fires it down for an icing, and that'll leave 12 seconds left in that power play. One more opportunity for the Hornets on this rush. Bezo on the sideboards gives a little pressure, but they work it in, and that's Crosby cross, and then now Bezo will pick it up. And a big tussle in front of the net with both players, and the game is getting very physical. We're back at full strength. Nice save by Rash. It goes to the right of him after. That's Sorensen behind the net, battling with Crosby. Big battle. In to help comes 17, and that's out to the point. And Bezo comes around to give support. And nice job by the Hornets putting pressure, as the Orioles definitely need a change here. And it goes to the point. And they'll just throw it down. The only one to give chase is Bezo here as they get a complete change and they'll throw it down to try to do a quick change. And no goal by nice job by Atticus. That was kind of a bounce and try to pull it through and put it up on the backhand. And they called another penalty on the questionable call on the Orioles. And I think maybe the refs are as stunned as the Hornets, so they're trying to even it up here a little bit. So that was quite a questionable call, but Blakey Newdecker will go to the box, and you got to wonder about that call. Here you come over, and he goes for the puck. And what happens here, you just watch, is it comes in. We'll see on the replay. Comes right back up here. And there he just kind of falls down. And I see no trip in there at all. But they saw a trip. And as a result, that will put the Orioles back on the PK.
Boy, and I tell you, Nevers, number 18 for Edina, almost tapped one in there. He had a great shot. I think he just whiffed. This will be a challenge. We got 4 minutes and 10 seconds left, and 2 minutes of it's a penalty.
And Bell tries to step into Mobley to slow him down. Comes up high. Here comes Demetrius down the roads. He's kind of hit somewhat by Shea, but gains control. What a save by Atticus Rash. And that's a big goaltender save to keep it. We're at 2-0 so far in the first period.
The Park students are on their feet with that one. What a glove save.
And you
robbed him.
Yeah, you can see this place is filled up, and it's a packed crowd here at the St. Louis Park Rec Center on a Tuesday night in a very nice weather week in late November. This will come to the left of Atticus Rash. That'll be Crosby on the faceoff. And he'll have on his right wings number 22, and that's Jeff Jungles, one of their leading scorers, scored 4 goals in one of their games earlier this year. The Orioles back on the PK, and a minute 20 left on that power play for the Hornets. They bring it in, and they're going to take a shot, and just goes wide. And this nice job to ring it around, and just doesn't quite get out for the Orioles as Connor Johnson tried to get it out. Now Riley tries to get out, and with a little flutter gets over it. That's Johnny Sorensen giving chase, putting pressure on the Hornets with a minute left in their second power play of the period.
Tell you, the Orioles are not sitting back on these PKs.
No, they're playing aggressive, and they got a nice diamond formation to and it comes back high, just a fan, and there's a tip by number 18, and on that frankly, that phantom penalty, they're able to score. That's Mason Nevers. We watched the replay. They fell down on his own accord, and the Orioles got a tripping call, and they're able to capitalize on it, and that's just part of the game sometimes. And that score is now 2-1 in favor of the Orioles.
That was a nice low shot off the net and a nice tip. That's something they work on at Edina. Well, here we go. We got 3:07 left, and we got a 1-goal lead. Let's finish this period strong.
Yeah, I think the one thing the Orioles have to do is make sure they do stay out of the box on legitimate penalties, because you can see that certainly helps the Hornets. Oh, and a nice job by number 6, and the Hornets are buzzing now and have gained some momentum after those 2 back-to-back penalties that the Orioles had to kill. Comes Luke Mobley at center ice. He walks around one guy, puts it in deep. And that's Barry. Does a little Bobby Orr turn, but he's going to get into trouble. Just got to move that puck a little quicker. And takes a look, and a nice flip up, nice play by Shea Pekarik, so he doesn't get an ice. This allows the Orioles to get a change. And the Hornets will also get a change. Blakey Newdecker brings it up to Dvorak. Dvorak slides it up to Sorensen. Sorensen up to Basil. Basil coming down, does a little turn, but is unable to hold the zone as Demetrius is able to pick up that puck. And nice job by number 7, Malmquist, for the Hornets. They bring it high to their D, and it comes across, and Basil interrupts that pass, but the Hornets gain control again. They shot on net, rebound, and we've got to make sure we get those rebounds out of there right away to help the goaltender Rash out. Brings high to the point, and a shot, and just goes to the corner after a nice save. Another potential tip, and the Hornets are keeping too deep down, so they need a little center support, and there goes Johnny to support them down deep. Johnny Sorensen, as we are bottled up in the own zone, and that's Baker trying to get the puck out, and nice job by Rash, and he'll hang on to it. And with 1:17 left in the first period, the score, the St. Louis Park Orioles 2, the Edina Hornets 1. Live Minnesota State High School action late in the first period, Robert.
The Edina's out shooting St. Louis Park 16-5. That goal that Atticus did let in was not his fault at all. It was a great play. He's playing great. We need to have him continue this great goalie play.
Yeah, I agree. And really, the shots were about even until the Hornets got back-to-back penalties, and then they really loaded up the shots on the Orioles.
Good point.
And this is Crosby down, and he's able to walk around. Walker comes across the middle, and nice save by Atticus Rash. Beautiful glove save to keep the score 2-1 with 47.9 seconds left in the first.
Another highlight reel save there. Just unbelievable. He's keeping us in it now. Well, the place is filling up, and as you mentioned, you can feel the excitement here.
Yep, it is a full crowd here as we approach the end of the first period, and this is Riley Dvorak. Nice win by Mobley. Nice to see a face-off win, and it comes into Sorensen. Sorensen puts it in deep, and we've got Pekarik and Brenty Ryan, and there's 35 seconds left in the first period, and it comes out to center ice with about a half a minute left, and they're going to bring it back, and that's Komazis on the shot, and it comes over to the far wing, and he'll do a little turnaround backhand, try to catch Rash by surprise, but to no avail, and now Komazis will come into the middle, and he'll turn around with a slap shot, but here comes Pekarik with 8 seconds left. Oh, you don't want to do that. So he's just got to think about the time and what he's got left, and all he had to do is put it off the boards. He takes an icing with 5.4 seconds. That will give the Hornets one last chance, and the way they've been winning these draws, Robert, this is a dangerous draw.
Yeah, just a mistake. I think he thought he could get one on net, and he just missed, but he'll learn. We do need his face-off. Looks like they whistled it dead.
They did. They put Mobley in on the face-off. They got Basil out on the far side to attack the point. And Edina wants time back on the clock because they got, it was 4.6 seconds. And so we'll see what they end up doing here. The Hornets want the complete time, but it certainly wasn't 5 seconds. It was 4.6. And so we'll see what they end up putting back on. And it's not, oh, the Hornets are clever, and they gained a full second on that, and unfortunately, they should take a look. Now tie it up, he should eat it. Oh, and he puts it out to the slot. You don't want to do that, but luckily it was saved. So what Shea wants to do with Pekarik in that case is just eat that along the boards, but he fed the point. They had one last chance to gain it, but at the end of one, Robert, the St. Louis Park Orioles 2, the Edina Hornets 1. Some great action. A great shot by Riley Dvorak early in the game. That allows Luke Mobley to pick up the rebound and score. Then after that, Basil goes around the net, hits Brenty Ryan up high. Brenty fires it low, and we get another goal. Both two nice hockey plays for the Orioles to take a 2-0 lead. Then the Hornets come back on a power play and are able to make it a one-goal game with about 4 minutes left in that first.
Yeah, I agree. There's been nothing cheap here. Two good goals, worthy goals for the Orioles, and the Hornets scored a nice power play goal too. Nothing cheap. It's been great hockey, and I think we should come out of the locker room with momentum starting the second.
Yep, it's although I'll tell you what, I think the Hornets are going to get quite a talking to by Coach Giles. And he'll probably tell them what he thinks they're doing well and what they're not doing well. They certainly carried the momentum the second half of that first period.
There's Coach Giles right there walking back to the locker room, and he has a stern look on his face. And I will also tell you that the Edina fans seem a bit
Still.
subdued.
And I got my first period guest coming in. And that's assistant coach Dan Batdorf. And Dan, the end of one period, the Orioles are up 2-1. And really, the Orioles started out real quick with two nice hockey plays. You had Riley Dvorak with a shot and a rebound, and Luke Mobley buries it. You have Basil go around the net, pass to Brenty Ryan. He shoots it low, keeps it low, and they score. So two hockey plays. Were the coaches happy with that?
Yeah, we love to see the boys show up. Thanks for having me, by the way.
Yes.
Good to see you, John.
This is assistant coach Dan Batdorf joining us in the booth here.
Right, yeah, no, it's good to see the boys committing to our plan. And certainly that is what we work on every day. So to see it executed and applied on ice during a game, hey, we're happy for them, and these boys are special. So.
Yep, and now you had a couple penalties called that allowed the Hornets to take back the momentum late in that period. How do you overcome that? Because the first half of the period was for the Orioles, second half for the Hornets, based on a couple penalty calls. What do you say to the boys between period to get that momentum back?
Well, we got to play smart. I mean, we focus on that a lot. It's a tough thing out there when you're in the moment. You get caught up with someone, it happens. But as far as us trying to manage the boys and how much time they're out there and spreading out the bench, we don't necessarily have hundreds of kids trying out for park hockey, but we're trying to change that. But the truth is if we can manage our penalties, keep our kids and our legs fresh, we can skate with these guys.
Yeah, good. And certainly the first penalty you saw, you could see it. Second penalty was a little bit of a phantom as we saw it on the replay, but your boys just have to work through that.
Right, you can't focus on it. You got to focus on the next shift. Small task, we talk about small tasks. Every shift is a small task that we're just trying to manage for that 45 seconds or 35 seconds that you're out there. You can't worry about what happened previously. It's a short memory.
Seemed like all three lines and all defensive units played really well in that first period.
Right, yeah, we're trying to run everybody and give everybody a chance to get some ice out here. Our kids look forward to this challenge. These guys are great hockey players over there in green.
Right. Well, Dan, thanks for stopping by the booth at the end of one. This is John Basil. I'm with assistant coach Dan Batdorf. We're happy to have him, and best of luck for the final two periods, coach.
Great, thanks. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming by.
Yep.
This is John Basil along with Robert Owens, and we're going to take a brief break after one period. St. Louis Park Orioles 2, number 1 ranked Edina 1. We'll be back for the start of the second period in just a few minutes.
Introducing a breakthrough in time management technology. A whole new day of the week. It's called Someday. Ingenious. Perhaps someday you are going to go skydiving. Enter a hot dog eating contest. Maybe ride a mechanical bull. Now it's on the calendar. You may want to retire someday. Ready for that? You'll really want this. A My Social Security account at socialsecurity.gov. You can estimate your future benefits, plan for your retirement, and how to save for it. If you already receive benefits, you can manage them online. Millions of people already have a My Social Security account. In fact, someone opens one about every 6 seconds. Get yours today, because someday is here at socialsecurity.gov.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16. I'm John Basil, and this is Robert Owens, and we're getting ready for the start of second period Minnesota State high school hockey non-conference action with the team from the Lake Conference, the Edina Hornets, and from the Metro West, the St. Louis Park Orioles. The St. Louis Park Orioles, after one, hold a 2-1 lead. The Hornets stormed hard late in the second, and on 2 power plays were able to score 1 goal and really take advantage of the shots for 4 minutes. And that'll give them the momentum coming into the second period, Robert.
I tell you, I think St. Louis Park can take heart, though. They played tough. These were not cheap goals, not lucky goals. These were goals that were unselfish as a result of hard skating and hard play. So I think that they, hopefully back in the locker room, we're talking about the fact that the Edina is, they're not an NHL team. You can play with them, and I think they showed that the first period. Hopefully they'll carry that into the second.
Yeah, I think that's right. And you certainly saw in the first half of the first period, the Orioles certainly took the play to the Hornets. Then they got into a little penalty trouble and it flip-flopped. And then the Hornets maintained that control throughout the period. But you're absolutely right. They showed they can skate with these players. And here comes the Orioles down the tunnel. And here comes Atticus Rash, followed by the rest of the Orioles. And they'll begin the start of the second period with Atticus Rash in the nets for the Orioles. And, of course, Bell, the sophomore, in the nets for the Hornets. And as they get a little bit of a leg stretch, they'll wait for the referees to drop the puck. And it's a packed crowd in here. People are now standing along the glass at the end boards. This is going to be an exciting game, Robert.
It is. And I was commenting at the break, it's so great. And my son grew up through the St. Louis Park program. It's just great to see this homegrown team with so many kids from the same families, brothers of kids that my son played with. St. Louis Park should be proud of this. They've stepped up to the AA, and here they are competing with the state's premier program. Yep. It's a great night.
It is a great night, and this is the second year. These seniors are the second year where we went on our own and we played at the AA level, and here you're up over the #1 team in the state, 2-1 after one.
Yep, it feels good. Now we just got to keep it going.
Yep, and again, the Orioles will look to continue to match lines, and that's Komazis on the center, and he's going to be centered for Edina by Lewis Crosby on the left wing and Malmquist on the right, and that's Luke Mobley centered by Connor Schubring and Wademacher on the left wing, and here we go, and that's Connor Johnson plays it up, and they play it down into the Edina zone, and so we hope that will continue. And then Edina flips it out. Johnson has it at center, gives it to the boards to his partner, Dvorak. Edina puts it deep, and Riley Dvorak will take a look, and a nice job by their D to step up, but a good hit by Mobley at the center ice side. Comes high, and nice save by Rash, but big rebound, comes out, and a nice block by Wademacher. You got to block shots, and it's very nice to see the sophomore do that. Here comes Mobley. I should say the freshman do that to Wademacher. Just can't quite handle it. He gives it behind, but stolen away by Komazis, and he comes over to Crosby. In Jungles, I should say, and he brings it in deep. That's Pekarik, brings it apart to Mobley. Mobley cuts right up the slot. Little dangerous, but he controls it and flips it out of the ice, and they'll try to get a switch. This is the long switch this period, which is going to make it very difficult for both teams, and you could look for some odd man rushes. That's Blakey Newdecker behind the net to Basil, but nobody home as Sorensen was tied up, and nice job by Rash, and Basil just throws it to center ice as there's nobody there, and it puts it down deep. And this comes to Basil at center ice. He takes a look. He's going to break down the wing. He puts it in deep, gives a shot to the D as he goes by, and here comes Baker. And Basil hits, looks like 16, but he's able to control the puck. And here comes nice save by Rash as they try to bring it up to the upper blocker. And here comes Baker at center ice on a flip pass. And Basil's looking for him to pass D to D, but he does not. And it comes back to center ice. Basil takes the puck and gives a nice shot into 18.
And that number 22 is Jungeisen. He's got some wheels.
He sure does. It's bottled up now in the Orioles zone. And here comes Sorensen. And a slash, but no call by the Hornets. Brings it high.
I think we might have just picked up another one. Yeah, I think Willie just got a call, and I didn't see it. It looked like it was when he was going off the ice. I'd like to see the replay on that.
And he's having a word with it. We'll see if we can see the replay.
It was not a play around the puck.
Let's see. Here's the puck. Comes over to the left side.
Yeah, I didn't think it was away from the puck.
I didn't see it either.
Something when Willie was coming off the ice.
I don't know if there was anybody there though.
You skated by that defenseman. That's the only thing
is that what it was? Yeah, possibly. Yeah. I did not see it either. So that'll put him back on the penalty kill as Basil's in the box for elbowing, and that'll be a 2-minute penalty. Just what the Orioles do not want is they've been Darrow, and they score right away to tie it up on a tip.
Well, that's unfortunate. The penalties have certainly killed us, so that's what we got to watch out for going forward. Willie has slammed his stick into the boards. He's not very happy. Understandably, again, a penalty that did not affect the puck while they're coming off the ice. I think we've been on the short end of a couple calls here.
Well, the one we certainly saw that was called on Blakey Newdecker, there was no trip.
Right.
I mean, we saw that on the replay, and of course this one we were unable to see away from the play. We're not sure what happened, but a little tic-tac in favor of the Hornets here. And both goals for the Hornets come on the power play to tie it up 2-2 with 14 minutes in the second period.
Well, this will be a good test to see how the Orioles respond.
Yes. That's Mobley battling in the corner behind the Hornet net. Here comes Connor Schubring to support. And back to Mobley. And the Hornets play it high, but Pekarik holds it. And nice job. Connor Schubring can't handle the puck. This is going to give the Hornets a break. And they break it into the middle, but nice job. Oh, right in front. And they try real tight in, but Atticus Rash was there and equal to the task. And they'll dump it up. And here goes Basil in a chase for the puck. And that's going to be an icing. Well, this will come back to the right of Atticus Rash. We got a 2-2 game with about 13 minutes in the second period, and the Hornets are putting on some pressure, not only when they got the power play, but when it's equal strength. And the Orioles will do a complete change here based on line matchups, and that's Blakey Newdecker with it, gets it out to the far wing, and that's on number 14, one of the newcomers for the Orioles, Pittman, who plays it up. Now Pittman, again, going for it against the D. It gives him a little shove. Puck is there. Pittman battling hard for that puck. And it comes all the way around as number 19, McCabe Dvorak, another youngster, is battling hard for the Orioles, and they do get it out. Good job by McCabe, and he's going to put it deep. And now Brenty Ryan giving chase. He's got to go earlier in the year. And Willie Basil shoots it in to Brenty Ryan, and there it is. Oh, my God. That was almost a replay of the first goal.
He almost scored twice.
Yeah, almost scored twice. And there's a little bit of extracurriculars along the boards there. And that was, if we watch this replay, we'll see Basil shoot it in from the point right there. Brenty Ryan just almost again finishes. That would have been a shot pass, but nice play by the Orioles, and you like to see those type of hockey plays.
That was a great save.
Here's Baker giving chase, and this will go all the way back, and Shea Pekarik will give chase. And he's going to ring it around, but nobody is home on that wing, so it goes right to the Hornets, and they just walk right in. And Sorensen gets it out of there, and now there's Baker. And Baker goes hard up to the point. Sorensen gets it, takes a look. And he dumps it in deep. Along the boards, Baker battling, brings it to the point, brings it back to Baker. Baker fans on that pass. I think it was a cross-ice pass to his far winger, but is unable to do it. And they get a change. D and their left wing come out. And there's a hold, and oh my gosh. Well, you got to wonder what's happening with these referees. That is just about a blatant hold as you could get, Robert, and no call.
That's worse than what was called on us.
Yes, certainly was. So I guess the Orioles cannot look for the calls here tonight, even in their home barn, as the referees see a lot of green and a positive light. So here we are, that's Luke Mobley with the puck. He stick handles, comes out in the slot, but he's able to get it and blow by him, and now he's got him beat. And here comes Mobley, and he just puts it too high and goes over the net. And so with 11 minutes and 4 seconds left in the first, Mobley on a nice break, but just puts it too high up, and that will allow They said it did not touch the goaltender, so it was not a shot on net, so it'll come outside the zone. And you've got Connor Schubering, Wademacher, and Mobley on this line, teeing off against the captain.
I tell you, that was shades of Bobby Orr, although, you know, a right shot instead of a left. He blew by him.
He sure did. That's Sammy Walker at center ice. Wademacher swipes at it, but goes to a Hornet player. And here comes Connor Schubering on the far wing, but it's poke checked away. But nice job and a step up by number 16, Berry, for the Orioles. And he takes a nice shot. And Sam Berry puts it over the boards. That'll bring it inside. And back come out for the Orioles will be we'll see what line combination. They're keeping an eye. They are matching lines based on what the Hornets are doing. So this will bring out number 19 for the Orioles. McCabe Dvorak.
Try to figure out if Edina's skating 4.
They're skating 3 for the most part, and I can see that we're matching our top 2 and our third against them. So they're trying to keep it even as they can. Nice step up by Shea Pekarek in their own zone. This is Blakey Neudecker. He moves it up and across to Brenty Ryan. He did a nice play, throws it deep, tries to go for the forecheck. Blakey keeps it in, and nice poke check. Otherwise, they would have been on it. Now this turns the other way. Yes! And what a shot! And they're up 3-2. And the Orioles are up 3-2 on just a rip by number 14 for the Orioles. That's Avery Pittman, gets his first goal as a freshman, a sophomore for the Orioles.
That was a BB.
That was a nice shot.
Oh man, just all you saw was the net flip up. Yeah, that's a great deal. And I think there was a little bit of a screen, so it's good that we're going for the net. It seems that that's the Orioles' plan. They are throwing it in and trying to crash the net. So far, so good.
So far, so good, and they take the lead once again, 3-2, with 10 minutes left in the second. And here comes the Hornets. They're breaking out, and that's Demetrius. And they bring it in deep. This Baker, and he gets it by him. And he brings it over to Basil. We'll have to watch this on the replay. Yeah, we'll see. This looked very questionable on the replay. We'll see what we got, if we can take a look at that offsides.
I thought he had his foot on the line.
Here it is. So Baker throws it over to Basil. Let's see. And
maybe.
Maybe. I think a good call by the referees. Replay confirms they did a nice job on that one. And here comes, this again is, and that'll be an ice as Riley Dvorak was looking for a tip from Wademacher, but doesn't get it. So right now, as we take a look at the score, I want to do a little shout out for some people watching in Menominee, Wisconsin, part of the UW Stout women's hockey. We got Marissa and Cassie and Jenna, who are all watching. Three gals that are a big part of that Stout University campus, and nice that they are joining us tonight. And here we go, and Pittman scored that last goal for the Orioles to give them a 3-2 lead, and they'll be icing again on the Orioles, and it'll come back to the right of Atticus Rash, who has been solid, and slowly but surely the Orioles are climbing back into the shot clock range, or shouldn't say shot count range, and closing that gap a little bit and starting to play equal with this number 1 ranked Edina Hornet team.
Definitely.
Big shot and a nice shot by Atticus Rash. Comes high, and it goes over and up into the webbing, and nice save by Atticus to get a little bit of a breather for the Orioles. Though now this will come to the, they'll bring it back to the right of Atticus, and Rash, a senior goaltender, tall goaltender, covers a lot of that net.
Well, there was nobody in front of him on those. Those were easy saves for him. That one might have been tough.
That would have been tough, and he ripped it and went over the net. Here comes Schubring, and nice job by Wademacher stepping into that Hornet player to prevent a shot, and a turnaround shot from the point. And right now, the Orioles probably want to get it out and get it changed. Mobley trying to get it out, and here it is, and they probably want to get that out, and no call there. on a retaliatory call. This is the long change. Schubring goes out for a change, and so they got to get out there right away because this is a long change for the Orioles. That's Riley Dvorak, tries to hit Brenty Ryan, can't get a stick on it. Another icing against the Orioles. That's okay, they'll be able to complete their line change. So will the Hornets. They're going to take a look at who the Hornets are putting out. And it looks like they get the matchup they want. They're matching our number 14 against their number 14, and 19 for the Hornets, Mac Borst, has been matched up against McCabe Dvorak most of the game. They win the draw. Shot from McCabe is able to get it out with a nice clearing pass, and McCabe comes up the wing. And Riley Dvorak steps up hard. Edina will put it deep, and that'll be onside. That's Blakey Newdecker, pushes him away, and in for help comes McCabe Dvorak as the center on that third line. It goes off the board, comes to the point, and Brenty Ryan just can't quite get it out, and Edina continues to hold the zone, and they put it back in deep to the right of Rash. Now Brenty Ryan's able to get it out, and McCabe Dvorak is going for it hard. But here comes the Hornets, and they'll put it in deep, and they'll go for a change. Weird. Karam comes right to the front. They got to watch it, and they hit, and that's Sammy Baker. Sammy Baker's almost on a breakaway, waiting for his line mates. And then, and there's no call, and wow, this place is going nuts. You got to wonder what is happening with these referees. One team or two teams, but you got Baker and and they're able to get by Bakarik, and nice job by Dvorak.
Wow.
On that, and here comes Baker again. He's got Sorensen. Sorensen didn't see Basil breaking up, but he had a full clean to the deal, and there was a slash by Basil, but that wasn't called, and there's a big hit by Dvorak, and now they're starting to let both teams play. Comes out to the point, and we got a high stick against the Hornets, and that'll bring it all the way down into the Hornet zone to the right of Bell, I believe.
Well, the tempo has picked up out there, and I'll tell you, Edina traditionally has small, fast forwards, and you need to put the body on them. And it looks like that we have success when we do that. I think we got to continue to do that.
Here comes Wademacher. He brings it over to Mobley on the boards. Mobley brings it high to Bakarik. Shot, and just can't quite get it through. As a nice job by Edina blocking shots. Comes to the high. Edina will come out now 2-on-2. And Demetrius thinks he's got a winger, but he does not. And so Mobley picks that up easily, and he moves it up to Wademacher. He tries to tip it up to Schubring, and Schubring forechecking, and that, if we could have just picked up the puck there, we would have had a break. But here comes the Hornets, 2-on-1, and Connor Johnson tries to get it to Demetrius, but to no avail, as it was too much of a saucer. Demetrius across the middle, tries to shoot, but he's tied up well by number 17, Connor Johnson. Mobley behind the net. He's working hard on Walker. Walker hits the pipe on a turnaround shot. Nice. Goalie's best friend there is the pipe. Comes out to center ice. This is Brenty Ryan. Brenty Ryan's going to kind of try to take it over. Just kind of flips it up. They need a change, and they get two change right away, but the Hornets are going to be 3-on-2 based on that change, and that's going to give them a huge opportunity, and they just can't quite commit or quite finish that. They can't commit the pass to a tip-in. And there's what do we got here? A Hornets finally get a penalty. And I think you hear the Bronx cheer from the crowd as finally the Orioles will go on the power play. And it's been a long time coming, Robert.
It has, and it'll be great to see if we can get some shots here with the man advantage. It's our time, and I haven't seen a power play yet this year.
Yeah, they've had a couple scrimmages. This is the first Oriole game. They've worked it around pretty well. They got to win this draw, and they got to work it around. And Mobley's given a little bit of direction of where he wants people. Edina's not happy with that. There's the win, but Edina does win that, and they're going to come on out. And Basil stops it, brings it back to his D. And that's Mobley. Mobley will take a look. He'll bring it around to Basil. Basil brings it cross ice to Dvorak. Dvorak does a little spin around. And here it comes behind the net. Basil will pick that puck up. He'll take a look. Well, he loses it, but he gets it enough of it to get it back to Sorensen. And here comes Riley Dvorak. He brings it up to Mobley. We just got to take that zone, take control, which Mobley does. Now we'll set it up. We'll set it up, and here it comes to Dvorak. Dvorak takes a look to Mobley. Mobley takes a look, comes across the middle. He's looking for Basil. And Basil shoots it wide, just what he doesn't want to do. Too far to that wide side, and it's going to come right out. And that'll bring it over to Basil. Will take it in now.
We got a minute left. Let's see if we can't get some better
He'll
shots.
ring it around to Mobley. Mobley brings it across. Basil along the side boards, brings it high, but nobody's home. As Johnny Sorensen just could not get a stick on that. He throws it back up the middle. Basil has it. Basil come across ice. He's going to drive hard. He's going to take a look. He stops, takes a look. Brings it back high to Pekarik. Pekarik has it. Pekarik brings it down deep. They get a line change, and off comes Sorensen over to Schubring. Schubring takes a look, brings it high over to Pekarik. Pekarik takes a look down to Sorensen, and we got 9 seconds in the power play, and they're going to ice it, and that's going to do it. So a little bit of movement towards the end, but it'll be 5-on-5 now with the Orioles still maintaining a 3-2 lead, and they're going to be on ice here. And I think the Orioles are okay at taking that face off and just getting the line out that they want. They want their matchups up, and they've been matching up 1, 2, and 3 against the Hornets most of the night.
They were trying to skate the puck in on the power play there, and they didn't have much success at it. I'm wondering whether or not they might have done the same thing they're doing 5-on-5 and just throw that baby in, but we'll see how it goes.
Yes. Nice block by the Orioles defense on the shot. And here comes Shea Pekarik. He brings it up to Connor Schubring. Connor Schubring goes cross to, that's Wademacher. Wademacher puts it in, and the goalie has trouble with it. And Mobley was going in hard, and Wademacher jumps in and pushes, and now it's getting a little rough as the Hornets have not been. Here comes Schubring, and now there's a little more pushing and shoving. And this game is getting rough as the home team Orioles continue with a 3-2 lead against the #1 ranked Edina Hornets late in the second period. We'll see if any calls come out of it. And it looks like they're going to put number 10 and number 14. So that's Wademacher goes to the box. And that's Shoemaker for the Hornets with 3 minutes left. I think they'll go 5-on-5 and call it coincidentals. So we'll see what's going on here. They got one. Edina's got 5. And Colin is looking at it going, okay, who do we want out there? So now we've got, we're going to switch, and we got Billy Nichols along with Mobley and Basil, and 2 minutes to each team, and they'll take them off the board as they're coincidentals. And this will leave a 5-on-5 with 3 minutes and 25 seconds left in the second period. They win the draw, a shot, and Mobley now gets it off a block shot by them. He's going to try to put her deep, and the Hornets are able to win that battle and put it up high. It's a 1-on-1 against Blakey. Nice poke check to the Hornets, and I don't know how that was not offsides, but it wasn't. And it's Billy Nichols, and Billy Nichols throws it to the middle and up to the middle, and in comes right in the slot, and Demetrius Kelmazis just isn't going to miss that. That came right to the slot. We'll watch that on the replay. And Komozis, one of the leading scorers for the Hornets, roofs it to make it 3-3.
That kid's going D1 next year.
Arizona.
And he's in the top 10 of prep players according to the Star Tribune this morning, and you can see it there. He's strong. He was calm. That was like picking apples.
Yeah, and many years ago, a little story. He's Greek, and so is Basil, and they attended Sunday school together.
Oh, is that right?
So over at that beautiful St. Mary's Church on Lake Calhoun with the Gold Dome. And here come the Hornets again in a 3-3 tie.
How's their relationship now?
You know, he moved away for a few years, and then he came back. And so they haven't seen each other. They played a little bit against each other and they got Willie on a slash. And that'll put him back in the box. And it did look like a slash as he was battling along the boards. So Basil will go back for 2 minutes, and not something you really want to see with 2 minutes and 34 seconds left in the period. Here it is. We'll watch that replay maybe one more time if we could, Paul, from the truck. We'll see exactly what happened here. It backed up. And so it comes here, and it looks like Blakey Neudecker throws it up the board. Edina gets it. Well, it did look like, I think he definitely slashed him. It's hard to tell how much of a slash it was.
Right.
Well, we hope the Orioles can kill this off, as it's a tie game, 3-3.
This is a big penalty kill.
And that's Mobley back there, and he's going to lift it up and kill it with 1:41.
They get through this. They get another period break.
And
Great save.
Nice stop by Rash. The Hornets will set it up. They'll bring it high to the point. They're going to try to set up a little overload, and a nice job by the Orioles shutting down that middle. They've adjusted their power play a little bit, and that's Pekarik battling hard. And what do we got here? The net came off, so that 1:10, that's okay. It'll allow the Orioles to switch power play units.
And I think the faceoff's coming outside of the zone, isn't it?
I didn't see who bumped it off.
Oh, I guess not.
Yeah.
I thought he pointed out to beyond the blue line. I guess I'm wrong.
It must have been an Oriole who kicked off the net, and that'll allow the faceoff to be to the left of Rash with 1:44 left in the first and 1:09 left in the power play to Basil, or penalty to Basil. Here comes the Hornets, and they're going to bring it down deep, and they try to slide it to the far point, or the far pipe, but a nice job by Atticus Rash getting his pad over there, and it just went wide. And again, the Hornets set it up, and they're very deadly on this power play with 51 seconds left, and they can't handle it at the point, which is good.
That's a break.
That's a break for the Orioles with 44 seconds left in the power play for the Hornets. And they bring it in, and they just shoot, and Atticus Rash will hang on to it, which is to the Oriole advantage, because they'll be able to get another change for PK, and they're just going to change one player, it looks like.
Atticus makes that look so easy. He's very calm back there when he's got a good eye on the puck, and that was not a tough save for him.
No, not at all. And it comes high, and they're bringing three high, and then they're going to bring it down low and try to feed across. Nice job, nice movement, and the net moved off again, and we'll take that any time to slow down the pace. That allows us to make another change. So Mobley will come in and take off number 14.
Coach Giles is
Pittman.
Coach Giles is barking over there about the net getting knocked off the mooring so often, and that's not surprising.
No, and they move it across, and here comes Dvorak. We got 20 seconds left and can't quite clear, so the Hornets keep control of the zone here with 47 seconds left in the period. Johnny Sorensen tries to get it out, but nice job by the Hornet defense keeping it and pushing it down deep, and it comes high, and they're going to take a cross-ice pass and shot, and we want that to ring all the way out, and it does get out, and the Orioles are back at full strength.
Boy, if I'm Edina's coach, that's a shot I would be very unhappy with all that traffic in front going over the net. That's a peewee deal.
It sure is. Well, nice job on the kill by the Orioles. And now comes back to the center ice, and Brenty Ryan has it with just 6 seconds left, and the Hornets will take a look. They'll hold it right there, and that's going to do it. And at the end of 2 periods, we got one heck of a Minnesota State high school hockey game early in the season, with the Orioles 3, the Edina Hornets 3 at the end of 2 periods. Robert, what'd you see in that period?
Well, I tell you, I saw the Orioles come back. After the end of the first period that didn't go so well, they came out, it looked like they were a little calmer and yet still had that fight. I think one of the things they got to be careful of, in addition to the penalties, is shifts that get too long. Because I think when we've been vulnerable, we've been tired. They're going to have to try and get in quick shifts.
Yep.
I'm very impressed, though, and of course, you need a great goaltender to play a great game against a great team. So Atticus is living up to that billing.
Yes, absolutely. Well, at the end of 2 periods, the score: the Edina Hornets, the number 1 ranked in the team, number 1 ranked boys hockey team in the state, 3. The St. Louis Park Orioles, 3. We're going to be right back for the conclusion and exciting third period action at the Rec in just a few minutes. Stay tuned. Welcome back to ParkTV 16. I'm John Basil. This is Robert Owens, and we're getting ready for the start of third period Minnesota State High School hockey action. Boys at the Rec Center, the Edina Hornets versus the St. Louis Park Orioles. We've had a solid, exciting 2 periods of hockey. The Orioles are just coming on back the ice to their home crowd. Out comes Rash, the goaltender, and we'll see what happens in this third period. And you know, it's nice to have some local sponsors here as well, as we got Discover St. Louis Park up there, and Bunny's Bar and Grill, and Brew Pub Pizza, lots of matzah, and so it's nice to have some sponsors here tonight as well at the Rec Center for this big high school action. What do you think, Robert?
Well, I'll tell you, I just am thrilled for Park. You know, even if they don't pull this out. And I'm hoping they do. They certainly have a chance. They've been playing well enough, but they can be proud of these 2 periods.
Right.
This is great against number 1, and this is their first real contest being in the AA. So it's a great night for St. Louis Park.
Yeah, and they really got a tough schedule. You can see on your TV at home. They got Osseo next, then Minnetonka, another top-ranked school, Lakeville South, Duluth Marshall, St. Paul Academy. They come back to the regional draw, Benilde St. Margaret, Creed Durham Hall. This schedule this year, later in the year, you got Wayzata as well. So this is a very, very tough schedule for this Oriole class this year. So here we go. We're getting ready for the drop of the puck, and that's Comazis, who netted the game-tying goal at center against Mobley for the Orioles. And it's right, and Mobley wins the draw back to Dvorak. Dvorak is on it. He dumps it right out, which is a very smart play back to the D for the Hornets. The Hornets move it through the neutral zone, but nice job by, and we got 2. Mobley lost the stick, which will give the Hornets an advantage in the zone, but he comes back quickly, and the Hornet goes down on the puck. Mobley is back in the play, which is good. And he's against Comazis, and he pins him against the board and wins the battle. And he'll flip it out to Schubring, and Schubring will hit the ref, and now he just wants to put it deep, and he does. And there was a slash on Schubring, hard, but no call, and he goes off waving his hands. Here comes Sorensen back out, Basil on the puck, and he's battling hard against the Hornets, against Comazis. It goes back to Baker. He gets slashed, but no call. Comes back behind the net. That's Bakarik. He'll battle hard, and that's Sorensen. And Sorensen will take a look. He'll need some help from Basil to come in and prevent that from Comazis walking through the middle, and that's exactly what happens. But in deep comes Bakarik. They still can't get a handle on it. Goes to the opposite side. Now Blakey Newdecker goes for it. Can't get control, and so the Orioles are still bottling up the second line of St. Louis Park. Here comes Basil, and he'll just take an ice, as it did not look good for the Orioles as they were bottled up that entire shift.
That shot,
by the Hornets.
Yeah, sorry, the shot, not the last one, but the one before was a legitimate goal chance. And I think the Orioles escaped one there, because that could have been a goal. You're right, they got a little sloppy. They looked like they didn't come out with the jump. I'm sure the coach will have a word with them.
And here comes Dvorak, and he'll just play it up, and with the new ice that probably, or with the new fresh ice, as Riley Dvorak puts his head back in a little bit disgusted, but that's tough because he played it off the glass, but that fresh ice, that puck is going to travel far.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't have been icing at the end of the period.
No, so this will bring it to the left of Rash for the Hornets. And again, the Orioles doing much better on the draw later in the game than they were at the beginning of the game. That's Brenty Ryan. Brenty Ryan's going to put it deep in and gives chase his pitman. But again, Brenty did not take the center ice line. And so that will be icing. And this will bring it to the right of Rash this time with 15 minutes and 16 seconds left in the third and a 3-3 tie game at the rec center.
Looks like they keeping the same matches, huh, John?
They sure are. This Brenty Ryan goes through his legs, and Hornets are controlling the puck this period. But Brenty Ryan blocks it, but it comes right to the D for the Hornets. The Hornets, that's Jungle behind the net. Mobley tries to get the rest of the puck away from him, and there's a battle for that puck, and it's a big battle. Mobley using his big body to try to gain control. The Hornets do get it. They shoot it back, and they score from a bad angle. And just an unlucky goal as they were able to win the battle along the boards and then were able to take a shot, and it popped up, and the Hornets take a 4-3 lead on what we'll call a very lucky goal.
It was a lucky goal, although I got to give credit to the Edina player because it was an unexpected quick shot. Even though it wasn't a great shot and it popped up, that surprised Atticus, and got to give him credit. It's a goal.
Here comes Basil in a shot and a rebound, and no rebound as he took a nice shot and a nice shot stopped by Bell. And no rebound as Sorensen was breaking hard to the net to try to get it back tied up. So the Hornets take their first lead of the game, 4-3, with 14 minutes left. Over cross to Johnson. Johnson's shot is blocked, and now they're going to come back on a 3-on-1. But a nice job by Sammy Baker getting back, and that's going to go just wide of the net. Here comes the puck. And Atticus Rash sees it clearly from the point and makes a glove save. And they'll continue to see what the Hornets do here. And the Hornets will make a change, and so will the Orioles as they continue to match lines. And they got Mobley matched up against Komozis for the Hornets line.
Boy, if you told me the Hornets wouldn't have a lead until the third period, I wouldn't have believed you. We need to even this up.
We sure do. And nice stop by Atticus Rash. Big check by Shea Pekara. Comes up high. And here it is coming into the high slot. Mobley gives pressure, but they fan on it. This should give Wademacher a chance to bring it up to Mobley. Mobley's going to try to drive deep. And he's a wide angle shot from Wademacher, just goes wide. Here's Schubring. Schubring puts it deep for Wademacher. Wademacher across, nice cycle down to Mobley. And there's a battle in the corner. And there's a takedown, and the referees are not watching at all. The play should have been a penalty on the Hornets, but no call behind the play as they just hammered the young Wademacher.
And he's going off. He looks like he took the worst of that.
Yeah, it was, and the referee was there. He just got mesmerized by the puck going up the ice and missed the call. And there's Komozis going down, and there's a call on Blakey Newdecker for a hook. It looked like a legitimate penalty. Komozis goes off the ice hurt. And not exactly sure what happened there. Maybe we can see the injury, and then we can see the hook all the way back on the replay. Definitely looked like a hook. And Paul, maybe we could see the injury at center ice. Take a look at that.
Looks like he kind of went face first into the
Let's
board.
See, here we go. He comes in. Oh, he just lost an edge.
Right.
Yeah, he just flat out lost an edge, and there was no contact at all. He just blew out an edge. And a weird play, and got injured on that play.
And as I'm looking at him, he's complaining, I think, not about a head injury, but a knee injury.
Knee injury, yeah, but just tried to kind of stop, and it went out from under him. Well, the Hornets have been deadly, and they'll go on the power play as Blakey Newdecker is in the penalty box for a hook. And there's a shot and a nice job by Atticus Rash, squaring up to the puck and making sure there's no rebound for the Hornets.
I hope the Orioles continue. When they did have success on the power play, it was an aggressive PK. I think they should do that again. Don't sit back and wait for Edina. Go get it.
Hornets, looking for a nice play, and that may go out, and it does. And that's a nice break for the Orioles on the PK, as the Hornets are trying to get a 2-goal lead on the power play for the Hornets. They bring it across the top, and nice job, and it's iced down by the Orioles. And Bell gets it and will set it up. That'll allow the Orioles to get a change with 1 minute left in the power play for the Hornets. They bring it up the far wing, and that's Connor Johnson back on D, and he lays in the lumber into the Hornet player. They're going to set it up. They're going to take their time. They bring it high, and as they take a look, it's blocked by Sorensen. Oh, I'm sorry, by Wademacher. I'm sorry, by Pittman. A backdoor pass, and they just could not one-time it as they had netting there. And by the time they were ready to shoot, Atticus Rash had got over there, and then they put it high. So we've got 38 seconds left. And since he went clean and high out, that will come outside the zone with 38 seconds left in the power play for the Hornets, and a key penalty kill for the Orioles, Robert.
The Orioles dodged one on that shot. He had some corner to shoot at. He just put it over the net. Atticus got over there, covered low, but he couldn't do anything about that top corner. Fortunately, the Edina player put it high.
Yes. Here comes the Hornets, and they're going to bring it in over the zone. And they're bringing it back to, he's back out there, so Como Zis is okay because he's back on the power play. So whatever happened to him there was a stinger as he's back out, and a big shot, and a shot from the point on the power play beats Atticus Rash cleanly, and that'll put the Hornets up 5-3 with 11 minutes and 33 seconds left in the third period.
And I think that they had some bodies in front of them. I don't think Atticus saw that.
I think you're probably right. He had a screen, and the Orioles will take their timeout. Again, with 11:33 left in the third, Coach Collin will gather them. And a little bit about Coach Collin. Coach Collin is in his, I believe, third year of coaching, and here with the program. And he played at Union College and played in the NAHL as well. He's assisted over there on the bench by Dan Batdorf, who I interviewed during the second period, and Andy Sackerson, who, of course, is a St. Louis Park alumni who played at the University of Mankato, now called Minnesota State. And prior to that, he played in the USHL for the Tri-City Storm. So the Orioles have a solid coaching staff, and of course they're coming up with some plans on what they should do to get the next goal and bring the Orioles back into one goal. There's plenty of time, Rob.
It is. There is. And just getting back to that coaching staff, I think it's a great staff. They're young. They communicate with the players well, and they've all been there. Colin played at Union, Division I, very high level of hockey. Great guy. I think he's deserves a lot of credit for their success.
I agree. And I think the boys really like playing for him. Here comes Johnny Sorensen across the zone, mid-zone, and he puts it in deep. And him and Basil both going in deep in the zone. Basil pulls up a little bit, gives a big check, but able to sidestep it as the defense from Hornets. And that's Sammy Baker. And a nice little dipsy doodle by the Hornets. And that should, we'll see if that, they're going to call it ice, as they say there was no contact made by the Oriole player.
That was pretty close there.
Pretty close.
Red line, yep.
Yep.
Well, we got 10:55 left, plenty of time. I think this next goal is the important one. We need to get it. We don't want it to go 6-3, so hopefully we can chip one in.
And they're going to throw out Jungles from the Hornets, and Mobley, and they're able to win the nice job of recovering by Luke Mobley, and he'll come one-on-one against the Hornet D, and he's hit hard into the boards over there, lands on the Hornet player, and the puck is underneath them, and so they'll blow a whistle, and this should come to the right of Bell, the Hornet goaltender, with 10:40 left in the third. And the score, the Edina Hornets 5, the St. Louis Park Orioles 3.
That was a nice play by Luke Mobley to lay on that puck and get the face-off down there. They took him out, and That was wise, because here we are on their end.
Connor Schubring tries to get it off the draw, but puts it in deep. And it'll come up to the boards. Here's Riley Dvorak, has to stick handle around the ref. He just throws it back out. And there's a nice hit by Wademacher on Komozis. And here comes the Hornets. They'll put it in deep, and Riley Dvorak puts it up the boards, and Hornets are able to gain control, come across, and oh my gosh. And there's a goal by just a bad carom off the boards. And there's a little bit of argument, wondering by Connor Schubring. I'm not sure exactly what he saw. We'll watch it on the rebound. But that was a nice play by a shot. Comes off the rebound. I don't think Rash expected it to come that quickly across. And that's number 7 for the Hornets. And that's Liam Malmquist gets a goal. And they go up 6-3 with 10 minutes and 12 seconds left in the third period.
Yeah, just a little breakdown, and Edina's got those speedy forwards. He opened up some space, and we weren't able to cover the back door. Too bad.
And now they get another one. And again, these are just kind of fluky goals. And that's going to get some of the Park faithful they head into the exit as the Hornets. It's been all Hornets in this third period as they go up 7-3. And they really have had the luck of the bounces in the third. This just came off one of our defensemen's stick. Comes through kind of a screen, and just kind of bounces off Atticus's stick and over and into the net. So they go up 7-3 with 9:55 left.
I don't think that the shots on goal 34-11 are accurately describe this game. I think it's been closer than that right up until the third period. But they do put a lot of rubber on the net. Even if they're not always the greatest shots.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I would agree with that 100%.
Well, that's certainly an Edina hockey name, the Nevers family.
We've been around, yep. You'll see a lot of those.
Great save.
Yep. Nice save by Atticus with 9 minutes left. The Orioles need to pop one relatively quickly. And as we've said, it's been an all third period for the Hornets. And it's been a heck of a hockey game. And up to about the last 4 minutes, I think 4 consecutive shots, the Hornets were able to put in 4 goals and take a commanding lead here after a heck of a hockey game so far. I can tell you, I've seen the Hornets play Maple Grove, and certainly the Orioles played them tougher so far. And there's still a lot of time, and they're looking for the puck, and a nice job by Atticus to get a whistle. This will come to the left of him as we enter into the 8-minute and 44-second time frame into the third.
It does seem like we're a little back on our heels. We need to get that jump. Don't worry about the score. Go get another goal.
Yes, that's exactly right. And the Hornets win the draw. It comes up high. The Hornets content. That's Komozis again, and he fires it. Boy, he can fire from anywhere, and he certainly had a nice shot for really the goal-ahead goal, or the tying goal earlier in the second period. That'll get out of the zone. Mobley's going to give chase. He's got to step on him, but a nice job by the Hornet defense. But Mobley keeps battling. That allows a change for the Hornets. By Mobley's hard work, allows the Hornets to get a change of 2 of their forwards. And Mobley goes for a big hit on Komozis, but he's able to get through it. Mobley will go for a change, and out comes number 19, McCabe Dvorak. McCabe's on the back check, and he's nice job of pivoting. Nice job by McCabe Dvorak of breaking that up. Gets it to his brother Riley, and Riley Dvorak comes down the other side. Now you got 4 going to the net. Big rebound, passes by everybody. That's going to give them a 3-on-1 because everybody had come in deep looking for that big juicy rebound the goalie had left. This is going to come high to the slot, and here comes Riley Dvorak battling hard, and he puts a big hit on the Hornet there. Hornets gain control, go back door, but Homos East just can't make a connection on that. Up high to the points, and there's a big, this will be a penalty on the Hornets, and this is exactly what Park needed to get back on the power play. And this will give them an opportunity, only their second power play of the game, as most of the power plays have gone in the favor of the Hornets. We'll see if the Orioles can't bury one here and get a little momentum with 7 minutes and 25 seconds left, a golden opportunity to put one on the board.
And that was number 11, Lewis Crosby from Edina, that got that cross-checking penalty. Play before, he was mouthing off to the ref too. He was a little frustrated, I think. So he just kind of took it out at the end of that play, and they caught him.
That's Shea Pekarik up top. He's going to take a shot, and it just goes to the left. This is Sorensen, and he's going to take a look to Pekarik. They're going to put it deep to Mobley, and he just throws it a little bit to the left, right of Pekarik, and it goes out of the zone. Now it comes over to Sorensen. Sorensen takes a look. Mobley's back, and they'll rotate it to Sorensen. Sorensen will take a look up to Mobley, and in the zone they will come to set it up. Mobley's going to try to drive to the net, and nice job by Bell just riding that out, and that'll give him an opportunity to maybe get it out of the zone, and they do. And this is going to allow them to have a break as we'll go in the zone. Big hit by Basil on number 19. And right now Edina's controlling that power play. Ever since they got possession in their own zone, they were able to gain control. Here comes the Hornets. And big collision in front of the net and by the Hornets and Orioles. Here come the Orioles.
3-on-1.
3-on-1. And 45 seconds left in the power play. And the Hornets, nice job by the Hornets to steal, and nice job by Rash, and they go for the rebound but can't quite bury it. Here comes Connor Schubring, and he gets picked off by number 10 for the Hornets, who's just been pesky on this penalty kill. And of course, that's Sammy Walker, one of the big leading scorers for the Hornets. And here comes Riley Dvorak, and they got about 17 seconds in the power play, and they just cannot connect, and that'll bring it back to center ice. So in comes Barry. Barry will move it up to Dvorak. Dvorak will take a look. They got a 3-on-2. Riley takes a look and just can't go. And Riley just Dvorak gets nailed, and the rebound comes out, and now it's a 2-on-1 for the Hornets as they're back in full strength. And they are able to make that pass across. And nice job by Rash on the save on a 2-on-1.
Another great save by Atticus. You're right, the Orioles just aren't clicking. They had a couple passes that we could see up here, and then it just didn't connect.
Yeah, and I think early on in the power play, they should have set it up, and they tried to make some quick shots and some drive to the nets, but they should have taken their time and set it up and make sure they're getting that goal.
Right.
So here's off the boards, and Basil puts it ahead to Sorensen, just can't quite get there, and it's held in from the point by number 12, Pekarik. So
that one caromed out up into the net and out of the rink, so they'll face off outside of the zone.
We've got Sorensen, Mobley, and Basil on a line for the first time tonight. We'll see how they do. There's a nice battle, and Sorensen picks it up and puts it across the middle. Mobley will go in deep. Basil gets it at center ice. Gets it ahead to Sorensen. He tips it in deep. Now you got Mobley and Basil going on a forecheck. Basil will get it, but he loses control, and that gives the Hornets a chance to get the puck. And he puts it right in front, and Mobley, I think, tipped it in, but the goalie made a nice stop on that. And then now it'll go in deep. And it scored! And that's Shea Pekarik from center ice, and that's a goal.
They're waving it off. I'm not sure why.
We'll see the replay. We'll think of it. We were offsides. We'll take a look at it, and we'll see if we're offsides or not. I have a feeling we were, because you had some people deep. So let's see. There's the shot. You can't quite see. Yeah, you still see both Mobley and Basil coming back out after the shot. So I think you had both of them still in the zone, and what they were looking for was to put it in a tag up, and of course it's no goal because it was offsides.
Right. we could use a break like that. Edina's had a couple breaks. It's our turn.
Yeah, and I would assume maybe that's why Bell wasn't quite prepared either.
Probably.
Probably thought it was going to be offsides. And this is Dvorak, brings it up. And here comes Brenty Ryan with a shot, and Bell makes the save. And there's and a little bit of pushing and shoving with number 15 from the Hornets.
I think he's taking them both off.
And 15 is not rostered on the Hornets, so someone they brought up from the JV team and giving him some ice time now. And he was going against Avery Pittman, and he goes right to the box. So he gets a little action and finds himself in the box. Probably not maybe what Kurt Giles wants, but who knows at this point of the game.
Or his parents.
Right.
But it is still a 5-on-5, offsetting coincidentals. Careful for the hand pass there.
And here comes the Hornets again. They'll bring it up. Wide side pass. They're breaking hard. And they'll score again.
I don't know. That looked like that could have been offsides to me, and I don't think the ref was in a very good position to make the call.
We'll take a look at the replay here. Here they come up. And yeah, we'll have to, that's tough to tell. It was very close. And they beat them on the 5-hole to go up 8-3 with 3:25 left in the third period.
He dragged his foot as he was going in, but then I thought he lifted it up right at the second too early, but that's too close to see.
Big hit on Demetrius by Shea Pekarek, and that's a big hit, and now number 11 is whining to the referees. That's Lewis Crosby. Didn't like that hit, but it looked pretty clean to me, and he's still mouthing off about it.
He seems to do that.
Yes. And with 3 minutes left, there's a Homozis takes down Sorensen. And Baker has it clean. And Basil will go for it. He's got it. Driving hard. Sorensen goes in for it. They hold the zone in the Hornets, and there's a shot, and no rebound as Basil is in front of the net looking for the rebound, but nothing comes out. Nice job by Bell to keep it in his pass. 2:42 remaining in an 8-3 game in favor of the Hornets. Right in the slot goes Riley Dvorak, and a shot. I thought Brenty Ryan put that one in, but it just went over the goalie. Yeah, it just went wide. And a little bit of a whack to Rash, so Riley Dvorak takes an exception, gives a little shove to the Hornet player. We have 2:24 left in the third period in what's been an exciting game. And the Hornets thoroughly took control here in the third, but through 2 periods, it was quite a hockey game with end-to-end action, and then the bounces just kind of went the Hornets' way, and they were able to get 4 quick goals to go up 7-3, and added one later to tally at 8-3 here with 2 minutes left.
I agree. I think the Orioles have nothing to hang their head about. Did a good effort. Again, first time in the big stage and against the best. So great effort through 2 periods. They'll, I'm sure, improve from here.
Yeah, I think this has been an opening game that the Orioles can say, hey, you know what? We skated with the #1 team in the state for 2 periods. We're capable of doing it. And third period, things are going to go our way. But you learn from those things and you build on it. And as you say, the first game of the season, and you know this Hornet team there's no mystery why they're ranked number 1. And I think there's 8 or 9 Division I commits, and they blew through a couple of top 10 teams earlier in the season, just last week in a Thanksgiving tournament. As I mentioned early on, they beat number 7 Maple Grove 7-0. And I should say Holy Family 7-0, and a big hit over on the boards by Basil on number 2 for the Hornets. So we got 1:14 left, and here comes Mobley. Mobley's got it. He's going to dish it up the boards to Brenty. Brenty puts it in deep. Basil gives chase and gives a little hit to the defenseman as it comes back out of the zone. And Rosh will stop it behind the net. He'll play it up to the wing. And Basil will take it and doesn't quite get it out. And that allows Hornets to do it. Now Johnson and will dump it in. That was Sorensen with 40 seconds left. Here comes McCabe. McCabe will do it, shoot on net, and Basil gives a little shove, probably in frustration. And the Hornets will get a change, and so will the Orioles.
The players are out of the box, and there's just 35 seconds left here.
Well, I know this is what I can say, Robert. You look at the first 3 games the Hornets have had. Holy Family, which is really the new regional draw school, certainly competing with Benilde and taking some of those kids. They ranked very high. They blanked them 7-0, and they took care of Maple Grove, never trailed 6-2. This is the first team, the Orioles, that they've trailed all year. And it was a heck of a game to the third period, as it was 3-3. And then, of course, what happened was they came out and they got some real pressure in the Orioles zone and some really lucky bounces, too.
Yep, I think so. They had some quick shots, but lucky bounces. Atticus played great. He not to be faulted at all. Saw a lot of rubber. I think St. Louis Park, like you said, can hold their heads high and build off this.
Yeah, they sure can. And there's nothing better than hockey at the end of the game than the ceremonial handshake. And you can see after a very tough battle for both teams, they shake hands. It's one of the best things in the sport of hockey is they battle for nearly 60 minutes and then they shake hands. And a lot of these boys know each other. They're neighboring suburbs. They play hockey with each other in the summer and some of the fall and spring programs, and so you'll see them have a little chat with each other after the game, which is always nice as well.
It is. Mobley's getting a lot of pats on the back from the Hornets. He's got a lot. He's got their respect. Atticus as well. Just a great game. Yeah, just a great game. John, thank you for inviting me. It's been a lot of fun to do this with you.
Right.
It's my first time. So I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, it was nice to have you, and it was quite the exciting game as well. And next for the Orioles, for people at home and watching, the Orioles are coming up, and they've got a schedule, got a little bit of break. They're starting, and then they really get into their season. They got Osseo and then Minnetonka, both on the road. But then on Thursday, December 14th, Lakeville South. Right back here at the Rec Center at 7 o'clock, and that's Thursday, December 14th, back at the Rec Center. Between now and then, they'll have Osseo and Minnetonka. Obviously, Minnetonka, another top school, another powerhouse. So with that, from the Rec Center, the final score, the Edina Hornets 8, the St. Louis Park Orioles 3. This has been live Minnesota State High School action. I want to thank everybody in the crew, Paul in the truck, and Dina and Kurt and Robbie. We appreciate it very much, and it's been a great night. We'll catch up with you next time. From ParkTV, have a great night.